it's always fun to come to these events and meet new people and hear some of their stories. I feel kind of special with the ribbon today. When I'm at home and do something, my wife will always say, well, when do you want your medal or when do you want the ribbon? And I got one. I didn't even have to do anything for it. ADT, #1 security provider in the country for a lot of different reasons. When I go see small business, I try to get them in the mindset of it's got to make sense to them. It has to make sense to me in designing and putting together systems. ADT they don't even like to use the word burglar alarm anymore. They call it intrusion protection. We have come so far beyond just a burglar alarm for your business. What you don't know can hurt you. Why do we look both ways before we cross the street? Turn on lights when it's dark, lock doors. It's from our experience. First-hand knowledge of the consequences, and that's something I try to do with business owners as if something were to happen, how would that adversely affect your business? When you're inexperienced, you may not know what mistakes you're making until it's too late. I've gone to businesses that have been broken into, and the owner's on the phone with the insurance company, and they want an alarm put in. I can't get one in fast enough. I need to meet with the owner, and the receptionist will say, "Now's probably not a good time to talk with me." And I did a car lot on Rice Street. He was thinking about it. He says, I got to get back to it. I need to think about it. And a couple weeks later, he called me, and he had just got broken into. I went to see him. We sweeped on the glass at the front door. Broke 2 doors. The owner left the bag of keys on his desk. They took the bag of keys, stole the nicest car on the lot, took it for a joyride, and took two or three files of bank information of customers. And those are probably the worst phone calls to make. Your information's out there somewhere. He had a meeting with his insurance agent. He said, if you turn this in, it's going to raise your rates $2,000 a year. So he had to pay for it all out of pocket. That's the world I live in. It's the ones who are thinking about it. It's an extra bill. Startup companies, they're throwing money every which way. Or I drive there and they're sweeping glass in the parking lot, and they're asking me if I can get something installed today. Any guesses on, out of 10 businesses, how many of them have security systems? 1. Way off. 8 out of 10 have security. My job is finding those 2 that don't yet. So it's just kind of fun helping people. The excuses I hear, I don't have anything of value, then why did you buy it? And if it was gone, where does the money come to replace it? That bag of keys, what it cost that car lot to replace it. Keys aren't the hardware grind anymore. Those keys are expensive. And I just heard some of this week. I guess I hear some of this every week. The personal information. I think I'm doing more and more tax offices and law offices. They don't care about their computers. They're worried about the information, and if that were to get out there. That's what insurance is for. Would you say that if you're standing right next to him? And then what would he say? sometimes I hear, oh, the landlord's gonna take care of the security. Well, is the landlord gonna pay the people when you get robbed? And I try to make sense out of, you know, what a system costs. And with the monthly monitoring, it has to make sense. I just did a really cool shoe store. Ladies, there's a shoe store in Zambroda, Luya's. Coolest shoe store I've ever been in. She had a back room that once a week she'd find an empty box in her clearance room. So she put in a camera system, and for $249, 4 cameras, and she can watch it on her phone, on her iPad. It'll make recordings when anybody goes in. $249 install, $50-some a month. It made sense to her to put in a system like that to save her the couple $100 shoe missing every week. This is one I hear a lot. We've been here forever. Nothing's ever happened. The 4 times more likely to be a victim without a security system in place. I get asked all the time about these stickers. It's the number one first thing that for businesses that they see this, they're going to move on to those other no-name security systems or companies. I asked a sales guy, hey, do we sell these? And I do, and I will. They're about $39 a month. You know, that's one thing I really enjoy about my job. Every day I go into several places that do different things and have different concerns, and it's really fun to, you know, put together, design a system that makes sense for them, that's within their budget, and that'll work. I like this phrase because it's something that mindset, you know, is security system, is it a luxury or a necessity? And that's those two ends of they're thinking about it, or they just got broken into and realized they really do need something. Trying to make the most of the system and to make it affordable. The most expensive item, if an intrusion were to happen, they're more than a burglar alarm. ADT came out with this pulse system a handful of years ago, and it's really cool. You can do so much from your phone, smartphone, or computer, laptop, 24-hour remote viewing. You get home, did I remember to turn on the alarm? You can pull it up on your phone, you can arm and disarm. I just did an insurance agent office. He has agents coming into his office. He didn't want to give them keys or even a code. They can call him and say, hey, I'm here, and he can open the front door, turn on the lights, disarm the system. You know, when he saw those features, you know, it was easy to see the benefits. The technology that's out there, and I do a lot of businesses, and they have so much fun playing with the system that they'll say, can I get this at home? And so I'll go do the homes too. It's almost automatic. I was up in Boyd, Wisconsin, and they got broken into. So I go up there and do the presentation, you know, do a review of this pole barn building. And he says, okay, Bob, I'll take your information and we'll vote on it at the next board meeting next month. And I said, listen, those guys are waiting for you to replace the stuff with your insurance money. Then they're going to come back and get you again. I said, call all your board members and take a vote on it right now. And it sort of sounds obnoxious, but I'm only saying that from experience of what I know has happened before. Yeah, oh no, that would be presumptuous of me. We'll vote on it next month. And I said, all right, but don't call me if that happens. He called me, it was about 8 days, and he said, you know that call you told me not to make? I'm making it. How quick can you get back here? I had a eye doctor, somebody was going into his office and stealing information out of the files. So he put in a pulse wireless camera. It goes off and takes a 30-second recording of anybody ever walks in the room to deter that behavior that did happen, to document the person's behavior. I went back to check on the system about a week later to see how they liked it, how it was working, if they had enough training. And the receptionist says, oh, you're the guy I had to thank for putting 2 cameras on me. He doesn't work on Fridays. So he pulls up his office and sees what's going on. She wasn't doing much. He called her up, what are you doing? Getting value out of his system, making these people do their work. There's all different ways of looking at it. I just like to have fun with it. So I'll be in the back. If anybody has any questions or any questions now, our office is in Shoreview. I go all over the state wherever people need me to do an evaluation. So, any questions? Thanks for coming. It was a crummy drive here, and it's going to be worth leaving. So.
Well, thanks so much, Bob.